Chapter 4, Indian Freedom Movement and National Awakening. Short answer type questions. Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So let us discuss the questions from chapter 4, class 10, Seba History Textbook. Today I will be discussing question number 6 from short answer type questions. The next set of questions and answers will be from long answer type questions. There I will discuss only 2. Okay, and also before starting I'd like you to tell you about a telegram channel by the name of history classes, so you can kindly join that channel in order to get some free notes as well as question and answers practice sessions. There will be quizzes, there can be discussion. Okay, so I will link the description down below. So let us begin today's video. Question number 6. Write about Cunningham Circular. When Mahatma Gandhi gave the call of the civil disobedience movement, the young leaders like Omyo Kumar Das and Hemchandra Barua appealed to get involved in the movement. On 6th and 14th May, students in the Brahmaputra Valley resorted to boycott of their institutions. It was around that time when the Cunningham Circular was issued by R.J. Cunningham, who was the Director of Public Instruction, on May 1930. So Cunningham Circular इसका नाम इसलिए पड़ा है क्योंकि ये R.J. Cunningham ने ये सर्कुलर निकाला था. सर्कुलर इन द सेंस इट वाज अ नोटिस. ओके, तो उस टाइम पे देयर वर नो व्हाट्सएप, देयर वर नो सोशल मीडिया, सो पेपर के थ्रू वो सर्कुलेट किया जाता था हर ऑफिसेस में या फिर हर स्कूल्स में. सो इसलिए इसका नाम सर्कुलर है बिकॉज इट वाज सर्कुलेटेड, द नोटिस वाज सर्कुलेटेड एंड पर्सन के नेम के ऊपर कनिंघम सर्कुलर पड़ा. ओके, या The Cunningham Circular directed the students and their parents to provide a written undertaking guaranteeing, it should be guaranteeing, not guaranteeing, okay, guaranteeing that the students would not participate in any kind of political activity. It also stated that if the students were found guilty, then they would be punished by imposing fines and depriving of scholarships, and also face expulsion in case of severe crimes. The circular instantly sparked off sharp reactions in Assam as they found it humiliating. So ये Cunningham Circular आप ऐसे याद रख सकते हो कि it was basically about the students, prohibiting them from participating in any kind of massed movement directed against the British government. Okay, so this was one of the प्रोहिबिटरी स्टेप या फिर प्रिकॉशनरी स्टेप बोल सकते हैं हम लोग ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ द ब्रिटिश कॉलोनियल गवर्नमेंट सो दैट स्टूडेंट्स वुड नॉट पार्टिसिपेट. सो उन्होंने क्या क्या प्रोविजंस होंगे पनिशमेंट के वो सब कनिंघम सर्कुलर में आउटलाइन किया गया था. तो जिसकी वजह से इनफैक्ट द मूवमेंट एंगर गॉट स्पार्क्ड ऑफ इन द स्टूडेंट्स and they wholeheartedly participated in the civil disobedience movement. Okay, let us see long answer type questions. Question number 7. Give brief description on the role of Assam in Swadeshi movement. So हमने स्वदेशी मूवमेंट का पहला चैप्टर में ही पढ़ा है. ओके, सो हम असम का क्या रोल था इसमें, कैसे रोल प्ले किया, वो आंसर हम लोग को करना है. So before beginning of the answer, I want to tell you that Assam का mixed reaction था about the Swadeshi movement. So we will see that some of the association or people were in favor of the partition. Okay, because apparently they were thinking that इससे Assam को benefit होगा. While there were some other leaders, okay, other people who were not quite satisfied with the plan of partition. सो वो लोग ने स्वदेशी मूवमेंट में पार्ट लिया जो कि बंगाल में बहुत ज़्यादा हुआ था. ठीक है, तो ये आंसर वैसे ही हम लोग को फ्रेम करके दिखाना होगा. ठीक है, सो द रोल ऑफ असम वॉज इम्पॉर्टेंट बट इट वॉज नॉट वेरी इन द लार्ज स्केल बिकॉज दे वर two kinds of people. One were supporting the partition and one were not actually supporting the partition of Bengal. Okay, let us begin the answer. The Eastern Bengal and Assam became a province under the Lieutenant Governor right from the implementation of the partition of Bengal on 16th October 1905. Here I have written October in short form, but I think you should write in the full form. Okay, apologies for my mistake. The capital of Assam was also shifted from Shillong to Dhaka. तो असम का जो ओल्ड कैपिटल है इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद तक भी शिलोंग ही कैपिटल रहा है, लेकिन उससे पहले भी शिलोंग कैपिटल था. ओके, आई थिंक यू माइट बी नोइंग दैट ब्रिटिश क्योंकि बिकॉज दे वेर फ्रॉम अ टेम्परेट जोन, मतलब वो लोग जिस कंट्री को बिलोंग करते थे, इंग्लैंड या फिर ब्रिटेन, इट वॉज एक्चुअली इट हैड अ कूलर क्लाइमेट देन इंडिया. इंडिया वॉज वेरी हॉट फॉर देम. So in the summers, they usually shifted their capital to the hill stations, which they called it, to the colder places, such as Shimla or Shillong. Okay, so या तो कैपिटल ही बना लेते थे या फिर समर्स में वहाँ पे शिफ्ट होता था उनका कैपिटल. सो शिलोंग डेफिनेटली इसलिए उन्होंने चूज़ किया था. सो शिलोंग वॉज द कैपिटल, बट दे शिफ्टेड द कैपिटल ऑफ असम टू ढाका आफ्टर दे हैड पार्टीशनड ईस्टर्न बंगाल एंड असम को मिला के जो पार्टीशन कर दिया था, मतलब वेस्टर्न बंगाल क्रिएट किया था एंड ईस्टर्न बंगाल एंड असम को जोड़ दिया था. The immediate reaction of the people of Assam was mixed. The attitude of Jorhat Sarvajanik Sabha and Assam Association was flexible regarding the partition of Bengal, by which Assam was merged with the region of Eastern Bengal. They were supporting the partition as in their opinion that would benefit Assam. However, there were other leaders such as Padmanath Gohain Barua, Ambikagiri Ray Chaudhary, Triguna Barua, Raktim Pora stood up against the partition and created propaganda among the people to protest against the partition. तो ये नेम याद रखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. नेम्स याद रखना कि हु वर सपोर्टिंग द Swadeshi movement or who were against the partition of Bengal. Same thing. So they were Padmanath Gohain Borwa, etc. Okay. So they created a propaganda. Propaganda is like a kind of, you know, you create some advertisement, like you carry out a series of talks with the people. It's like बहुत ही डायरेक्टेड वे में आप पीपल को एक चीज़ के बारे में इन्फ्लुएंस करते हो, जब उसको प्रोपेगेंडा बोलते हैं. लाइक देयर प्रोपेगेंडा वेर टू इन्फ्लुएंस द पीपल ऑफ असम टू चेंज देयर माइंड अबाउट द पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल एंड मेक देम स्टैंड अप अगेंस्ट दैट पार्टीशन एंड पार्टिसिपेट इन द स्वदेशी मूवमेंट. सो ये एक डिज़ाइन किया गया प्रोपेगेंडा. ओके, सो प्रोपेगेंडा वो होता है जिससे आप लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस करते हो टू एक्ट इन अ पर्टिकुलर वे. ठीक है, ओके, लेट अस कंटिन्यू. द टाइड ऑफ स्वदेशी मूवमेंट therefore reached Assam in no time. The influence of the movement was seen in the places like Dhubri, Gauripur, Gwalpara, Guwahati, Tezpur, Dibrugarh, etc. A revolutionary organization comprising of students was formed under the leadership of Ambikagiri Roy Chaudhary and Govind Lahiri. They advocated the use of indigenous commodities and boycotting of foreign goods in the districts of Assam. The people of Assam used local Andi, Muga, cotton and khadi clothes instead of foreign clothes. Okay, so the spelling of the clothes should be CLOTHES. Okay, so yeah, in your book it has been given wrong. ठीक है, clothes का plural होगा THES होना चाहिए. Okay, next, a group of students from Guwahati worked as labor in dock twice in a week and donated the money to the fund of Swadeshi movement. A new revolutionary organization was established called Seva Sangh by Ambika Giri with help of Khudiram Bose, Barindra Ghosh, Ulashkar Datta, etc. of Calcutta. A bomb was planted on Guwahati Shillong Road, targeting J.B. Fuller on 7 September 1906. Ambika Giri was interrogated by the police as the prime suspect in the case and was kept at Barpeta as a prisoner up to 1914. The Swadeshi movement became more popular in the Surma Valley under the leadership of the Surma Valley Association. National schools were set up at Silhet, Habiganj, Srimangal, Lakhai, Baniachang, Karimganj, Silchar, and other places. The role of Assam in the Swadeshi movement was not on the large scale as that in Bengal, but it was indeed a significant one. Okay, moving on to the last question of the day. Question number 10. Write about the Quit India movement in Assam. The All India Congress Committee in Bombay on August 8, 1942 passed the famous Quit India or Bharat Choro resolution. Actually, it has been given wrong in the book कि it was named as Quit India resolution or Bharat Choro resolution. Actually में जो original words थे resolution means it was a kind of Congress committee. We have already discussed कि Congress, Indian National Congress used to meet, उनके सेशंस होते थे जहाँ पे वो लोग एक डिसीजन लेते थे. ओके, मेंबर्स लोग साथ में आके वोटिंग करते थे या रिजोल्यूशन पास करते थे कि उनका एजेंडा अभी ये होगा, लाइक समथिंग. ओके, सो लाइक जब उन्होंने क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट स्टार्ट करने का सोचा तो दिस particular name was not there, it was something else. Okay, so but as it has been mentioned in the book, so I'm using this only. Okay, but just for your general knowledge and extra trivia, I'm telling you that. Okay, so let us begin. In the tense situation of World War II, Gandhi and other Congress leaders felt the presence of British in India would make Japan invade India from eastern direction. Okay, so World War II का scene चल रहा है. Okay, so Britain is fighting against two superpowers of that time, that is Japan and Germany. Okay, and Britain is helped by France and others. So क्योंकि if you अब अगर आप अपने माइंड में लाएंगे इंडिया की ज्योग्राफी, सो इंडिया वाज एट दैट टाइम द कॉलोनी ऑफ ब्रिटेन. सो नेचुरली जापान, ये आशंका थी सबके मन में कि जापान इंडिया पे अटैक करेगी ही करेगी, एंड इट वाज ट्रू ऑल्सो. ठीक है, तो जापान यू सी वाज ऑन द ईस्टर्न साइड. ओके, ठीक है, तो वो कहाँ से एंटर करती? ऑब्वियसली फ्रॉम द ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, मतलब थ्रू द नॉर्थ ईस्ट. ओके, सो ये डेंजर बहुत था कि जापान की आर्मी थ्रू नॉर्थ ईस्ट विल एंटर इंडिया एंड दैट विल रीक अ हैवॉक. सो उस चीज़ से बचाने के लिए बहुत सारे नेगोशिएशंस हुए थे ब्रिटिश के साथ, ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के साथ, कांग्रेस लीडर्स के, बट स्टिल बात बैठ नहीं रही थी. तो उसी चीज़ से हार मान के दैट ब्रिटिश इज़ नॉट गोना सेव इंडिया एंड इंडिया के लिए बहुत ही ख़राब होगा. तो इसीलिए ये क्विट इंडिया रेजोल्यूशन लाया गया था. ठीक है, ताकि ब्रिटिश भारत को छोड़ के ही चली जाए एंड वी विल, इंडियन लीडर्स का मानना था कि वी विल लुक आफ्टर आवर ओन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, वी डोंट नीड ब्रिटेन एनी मोर. ओके, सो या, तो हैंस द मास स्ट्रगल वॉज intended to be launched, demanding end of the British rule in India. The British government of India, however, swung into the quick action and declared the Congress Party as illegal and arrested the leaders, including Mahatma Gandhi. तो as the matter of fact, जब ये resolution पास किया गया, British government को पता चल गया and they immediately arrested all the leaders of the Congress. ठीक है, लेकिन उससे पहले गांधी ने डू और डाई, करो या मरो की कॉल दे दिया गया था एंड पीपल वर इंस्पायर्ड. सो क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट जो हुआ, इट इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड लीडरलेस मूवमेंट, क्योंकि तब कोई लीडर उनको डायरेक्ट नहीं कर रहा था. पीपल वर टेकिंग दिस आइडिया ऑफ नेशनलिज्म कि ब्रिटिश को भारत छोड़ के जाना चाहिए अपने आप ही, and they were self motivated and directed. Okay, and it was a very new thing, and it was very 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 emotional thing. Okay, like in other parts of India, the major Congress leaders in Assam were put behind the bars. The Mahatma Pradesh Congress Committee, the District Congress Committee, and other subsidiary bodies were declared unlawful. The government also banned meetings, hartals, and any form of gathering. Initially, the movement of Quit India in Assam was non-violent, with the methods of hartals, processions, demonstrations, and picketing being used. However, with the leaders being in jail and with the growing police atrocities, the movement turned into a rebellion. The protesters attacked government buildings, destroyed railway tracks, and sabotaged military supply lines. In Nagaon and Darang district, the government buildings were regularly attacked and officers were assaulted. There were instances of sabotage of railways near Sahabi Bazaar in Habiganj, Horupatar in Golaghat, Panbari and Rangia in Kamrup, and Safrai in Sibsagar. To suppress the movement, the government took some stern measures. Kushal Conver was hanged in connection with derailment of a train at Sarupatar. Brutal police firings took place at Patarkuchi, Borpeta, Fakiragram, Gwalpara, Dekyajuli, and Gohapur, both in Darang districts, killing hundreds of people, including a 14-year-old girl, Kanaklata Borua of Gohapur. So she is very famous as a martyr. Okay, Kanaklata Borua. While trying to hoist the flag, the British police fired her. Okay, sorry, fired upon her. Okay, not fired her. That's a grammatical mistake. Okay, the government also arrested thousands of people and abolished civil rights, freedom of speech, and freedom of press. तो ये सब सारे राइट्स को अबॉलिश कर दिया गया था एंड बहुत सारे रेस्ट्रिक्शंस लगाए थे गवर्नमेंट ने. तो जो बहुत फायरिंग भी हुई थी, लोगों को मारा भी गया था, जेल में भी डाल रहे थे. ठीक है, तो सरफेस लेवल पे उन्होंने मूवमेंट को ख़त्म कर दिया था. तो वही लीडर्स लोग ने क्या किया, अभी वो अंडरग्राउंड हो गए और अंडरग्राउंड मूवमेंट चलाने लगे. कैसे बाय दे वो लोग रेडियो चलाते थे, अंडरग्राउंड एक्टिविटीज़ करने लगे. ओके, this brutal repression did end the mass phase of the struggle, but the few leaders who escaped arrest went into hiding and carried out underground activities. In Assam, such activities were carried out by Shankar Chandra Barua, Mahendra Nath Hazarika, Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, Lakhi Prasad Goswami, Brajanath Sharma, and Gahan Chandra Goswami. By 1943, there were around 32 underground volunteer camps at Bajali alone. Many such camps were organized in Kamrup, Nagaon, Darang, and Sibsagar. Also, parallel governments were formed in a few rural areas. Village panchayats were established at places like Bajali, Hatisung, Dakwakhana, Raha, Jamugiri, and Bahajani. तो पैरेलल गवर्नमेंट का मतलब क्या है, जैसे कि ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट वॉज रूलिंग इंडिया, दैट वाज अ फैक्ट. तो ब्रिटिश लोग छोड़ के नहीं जा रहे थे, तो पीपल वेर assuming that British has left. We are no longer obeying the British laws or the British government, and we are setting up government of our own. हम अपनी सरकार बिठा रहे हैं, and that will be whom we will be obeying. So this type of government which people created on their own is known as parallel government. Okay, like parallelly वो चल रही है. ठीक है. No revenue campaign was carried out vigorously. However, the movement fizzled out very soon as the government was successful in subduing the movement. So, Quit India movement unfortunately बहुत ही heroic, brave कहानी थी, लेकिन उसको बहुत ही बहुत ही violently repress कर दिया था British government ने. Okay, and but still it is an inspiration for many.